It's a pleasure to welcome all of you for today's session on mastering GitHub Copilot. So this event that you are logging in today is hosted by Data Couch in collaboration with H1 Private Limited, a proud Dialog company, a subsidiary of Dialog Axiata. So as a representative from H1, I'm thrilled to share that H1 has become one of the Sri Lanka's leading IT service providers, specializing in cloud computing, data analytics, and enterprise solutions. And we are proud to be a part of Dialog Axiata, Sri Lanka's premier converged connectivity provider. So today, we're honored to have Harshit Gupta, who welcomed you at the beginning, with us joining here. So our subject matter expert as your instructor for this session for you to master GitHub Copilot. So Harshit brings a wealth of knowledge and experience that I'm confident that will find this session incredibly valuable. So without further dragging up the introduction, let's dive into the opportunities that you're going to get out of mastering GitHub Copilot and going on with this AI world. So over to you, Harshit. You can start straight away the session.
Sure. Thank you so much. Please do let me know if slides are visible.
Yes, your slides are visible.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So yeah, hello, hi, good evening, good morning to everyone who are joining from different time zones. And welcome to this wonderful meetup session on Introduction to GitHub Copilot. So this particular meetup session is provided by Data Couch in collaboration with H1 Dialog. So just providing you my very high level introduction. Currently, I'm working as senior technical consultant at Data Couch. So also I am a corporate trainer. I have a various I have a working experience in various designing scalable data solutions, applying data science methodologies, leveraging generative AI to drive innovations. I have extensive working experience or creating or deploying architectures experience on AWS, Azure, Google. So here today I am representing Data Couch. So before getting started with the meetup session, I would quickly like to take 1 or 2 minutes to introduce Data Couch. So quickly talking about Data Couch is a training and consultancy organization which is into various technical domains. Specifically, if I talk about few of them are generative AI, drone, AR, VR, multi-cloud, automate testing, digital twin, and many more Web3 based technologies. Other than that, we also have browser-based lab solution services and some other managed services as well. Data Couch till now has trained more than 150K participants across the globe. We have delivered into various set of 75 plus different technologies. Our major focus is in Web3, Gen AI, big data, DevOps, cloud, automation, testing. A whole lot set of technologies are available. So we have industry experts, global certified instructors with us, and which are delivering or making change globally. Other than that, these are few glimpses of where we have delivered till now. So you can see some of the names like Apple, Google, Adobe, Walmart, Microsoft, so some PayPal. So we have delivered into various Fortune 500 companies till now. Other than that, we are having few knowledge sharing communities as well. So we are having three different communities with us. That is AI Minds, Generative AI User Group Pune, and All Things Data. So globally, we have 15,000 plus members, and we have delivered 200 plus meetup sessions till now, covering a set of 100 plus technologies. So as this particular meetup session is also hosted on these few community channels, and I hope many of us are part of this these channels. If you are not still part of these channels, I would request you to join these channels so that you can get to know about the latest meetup sessions that we are hosting in future. Other than that, Data Couch has been selected as the or chosen as the uh, global education partner of the year for the year 2023 and 2022 as well. So this is the feed that is 2 years running now, and we are hoping for making it three. Uh, I would request you, if you're not speaking, please put yourself on mute, and if you have any questions, please do share your hands, raise your hands. Yep. Thank you so much. Then also Data Couch is selected as the first training delivery partner by Starburst as well. So this was the quick introduction of what Data Couch is and what we are doing currently. Now, moving forward to the agenda for today. So in this particular meetup session, we are going to look into what is GitHub Copilot, what are its features and capabilities, how we can set up GitHub Copilot in a VS Code Studio, and then what are the first steps with Copilot, and how we can use basic use of Copilot, and how we can understand AI suggested code that is by Copilot. So this is something that we are going to cover today. So let's just get started. So we are going to start from the evolution of coding. So this era, the era of coding is not, or coding is not a new term. It's available since ages, and we are doing coding since a long time. The journey started somewhere around in, or somewhere in 1970s, when handwritten codes and punch cards were available. So a lot of manual effort was required, and a lot of remembrance of the code was required, and we need to make sure that whatsoever we are writing, we know about it. A lot of expertise were required, and we are having some handful skilled developers with us who are responsible for doing that task. But as we evolved in 1990s, IDEs came into the picture along with code libraries. So they make our life easier, because with IDEs, we started getting some suggestions, helper libraries, which are going to help us to write down the code in much more easier way, collaborate, and making sure the things are working fine for us. But as we move towards 2020s, AI start taking over, and the revolution within the code writing is happening nowadays. So we are currently seeing, or we are currently observing that our lot of dependencies right now on AI. So starting from waking up in the day till we go to work or come back from work, and we are just surrounded by AI right now. So AI is also leaving its impact within the coding domain as well. So what are the challenges that AI is going to resolve? So what are the challenges that developers are facing today? So today, developers are facing, they need to write a lot of boilerplate, boilerplate code, which is a repetition, and it's quite a tedious task. Because writing boilerplate, even if you are, suppose you are working with Java programming language and you need to write a code for hello world, but writing a hello world is one of the basic programming code. So if even if we are writing down hello world code within Java, we need to write a lot of boilerplate code. So, which is a tedious task. Now, now think about a situation where we need to write a code for a project which may include, thousands of lines of codes. So, for each and every task, if we need to write a boilerplate, it would be a very tedious task to do. Then, keeping up with multiple programming languages. Nowadays, we are having a lot of programming languages, not like earlier days. So right now we are having Java, Python, Scala, maybe Kotlin, then we are having C hash, then many Ruby, Swift, many languages are available, and many more new languages are, are developing. So keeping up with every programming language is not possible for developers. Remembering the syntax, the workflows, how the things are going to work, what are the various methods, functions, uh, what are the various nitty-gritties. So it's very hard to remember or keeping up with ever updating programming languages. Then it's difficult to debug and understand the existing code. And we can understand, as most of us are developers, and so that we can understand, if we are assigned to look into someone else's code, it's like, oh my God, what a heartbreak it is. Because in most of the cases, we get to see this, that the code is not well documented or not clean. So it's very difficult for new developer to understand that particular piece of code and to debug it. So it would be a boon, if we are having some clean code, or we are having some well documented code with us, which is hard to find. And lastly, long development cycles and tight deadlines. As we are progressing in this competitive world, we are all having quite tight deadlines, and creating products in those tight deadlines, developing products in those tight deadlines is a real challenge in front of us. So we are going to see how AI is going to help us to remove all these challenges that we are facing today. So for resolving these issues, we need automation and vision of AI in coding. If you see here, the generative AI market in generative AI in coding market is going to grow at a CAGR of 22.1% from 2022 to 2032. It will be $98.1 US million. So that's a huge market. And as per BCG, as per BCG, there is a 30 to 50% productivity boost can be achieved within software development by integrating automation tools, leading to faster coding, testing, deployment, and fewer manual errors and higher quality results. Now that's a great feat. So how we can do this? What is the tool available to us with which we can do all these things? We are having GitHub Copilot, which is the AI pair programmer for us. So if you see what is GitHub Copilot, GitHub Copilot is world's first at scale AI developer tool, which will help us to write the code faster and while doing the less work for us. So GitHub Copilot draw the context from the comments that we are writing within the code, along with the amount of code or the lines of code that we are writing. It is going to suggest individual lines or functions instantly. So GitHub Copilot is having access to various large language models, which are going to help GitHub Copilot to understand the code, what we are writing, and it is going to suggest on the basis of the general code which is available on the internet, what could be the next line, what could be the next possible line, or what could be the possible function that we are writing within our code. Also, GitHub Copilot helps developers to code faster, focused on solving bigger problems, help us to stay in flow longer, and feel more fulfilled with their work. So I'm taking a deliberate pause here. If anybody is having any questions till now, please do share your doubts. Is it open source or we have to pay for it? So yeah, Tommy, we are having this thing covered. So GitHub Copilot is, are there any other tools? Yeah. So we have this thing coming up, like if GitHub Copilot is open source or we need to pay for it. So we have some subscriptions available. We do have free trial. We don't have open source version available. We do have free trial available for GitHub Copilot. And if you are from, if you are a student or you are a part of a very popular project on GitHub, then you can access GitHub Copilot for free. But in other cases, you need to buy some subscriptions, and we have these things covered. Coming to next question by Ritesh, are there any tools available? Yes, there are many other tools. We have Black Box AI, and we are having some other AI pair programmers available to us. But GitHub Copilot is much more matured and having access to OpenAI APIs as well. So which is the masters of, yes, is a Replit. I need to check with it. I'm not sure. I have not explored it. But I need to check, and then I'll get back to you. How GitHub Copilot help a person with no coding background? So yeah, Mahindra, we are having demo for that. So within demo, we'll look into how GitHub Copilot is going to help us. So even if you don't know about coding and you know very basic about coding, it is definitely going to help you to write down the basic code and syntax for you, so that you can check your logic and verify that the thing which is written by GitHub Copilot is correct or not. So we'll coming back to that. What is the difference between like GitHub Copilot and AI Cider like Cursor? Okay, so Nihal, as we move forward, we'll get to know the basic difference between the working difference between various tools and GitHub Copilot. So we'll come to that. We have further slides which are going to cover this thing. Okay, then I guess we should move forward. So now, moving forward within GitHub Copilot. So do you think, is GitHub Copilot worth it? What are the properties? What are the features? What are the capabilities of GitHub Copilot? So that's the question by everyone. Is GitHub Copilot worth it? Because we need to pay for it as well. Let's check. So according to me, yes, it is worth it. Why? Because these are the surveys done by the GitHub itself and some other in partnership with some other survey agencies. So it has the results are as follow. So more than 50,000 businesses have adopted GitHub Copilot till now. Almost 1 in every 3 Fortune 500 companies are using GitHub Copilot. Now, that's a huge number. 55% of developers prefer GitHub Copilot over other AI pair programming tools. So we have a whole lot set of tools, and we are observing that each and every day a new tool is coming up in the market, which is doing tasks or which is taking help from generative AI to making sure our life become easier. But 55% of developers still prefer GitHub Copilot out of that. So from there, we can understand more than half of the developers are preferring GitHub Copilot. So let's understand this. What are the capabilities and how market is looking forward to GitHub Copilot with the help of example of Duolingo. I hope everyone is familiar with Duolingo. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. If you are familiar with Duolingo, what is Duolingo? If you are familiar with Duolingo, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, I see 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's quite a less number. 5. Oh, that's great. Cool. We are getting increased. Our number is increasing. Okay. Great. Now a lot of thumbs ups are there. Great. Wonderful. So Duolingo application help us to, adopt various languages. It help us to learn various languages. So we can get subscribed to this particular application and get to know how we can learn various languages. Suppose I want to learn Spanish, I can go to Duolingo and start learn Spanishing by start learning Spanish. I can set my targets, how much time I can spare and how much efforts I can make daily. On the basis of that, Duolingo is going to customize the whole course for me and going to help me to learn Spanish. So that's Duolingo. So at Duolingo, they started using GitHub Copilot so that they can convert the engineers into force multipliers with their expertise. So when they started using GitHub Copilot, they have observed that They have seen the 25% increase in developers' working speed and 67% of decrease in median code review turnaround time. 70% increase in pull requests. Now that's a huge number. That's a huge number. So at Duolingo, what was the problem? Problem was that, inconsistent standards were there, workflows limited, limited workflows were there, developer were not, mobile enough, or they are not efficient. They were not using their capabilities properly, which was limiting Duolingo to expand its content and deliver to its core mission. So what solution they took? So they adopted GitHub Copilot along with code spaces and some customized API integrations to get code consistency, to accelerate developer speed, and to remove the barriers for converting engineers into force multipliers for expertise. So they specifically use GitHub Enterprise, GitHub Code Spaces, and GitHub Copilot. So with GitHub Code Spaces within GitHub, we can start the IDE. We can use it. Will provide us the environment in which we can directly integrate GitHub Copilot easily, and we can leverage GitHub Enterprise capabilities as well. So a lot of benefits are there when we are using a whole technology set of GitHub only. So that's the benefit. So this is just one case study that I'm sharing with you. We are having hundreds and hundreds of case studies just like this, where companies or organizations are using GitHub Copilot and they have seen a lot of improvement. So just to provide you much more, content around why GitHub Copilot is really good or why we are talking about it so much. So recently, GitHub, what did GitHub did? They recruited 95 developers and they divided them into two groups, randomly two groups. So one group is having 45 developers while other is having 50 developers. 45 of them were using GitHub Copilot, 50 were not using GitHub Copilot. Now, both the groups are assigned to write a web server code in JavaScript. So both have been assigned this particular project, and they have observed that 78% of the developers which were using GitHub Copilot were able to finish it, while 70% of developers which are not using GitHub Copilot were able to finish it. Now, that's not a huge difference. It's just a mere of 8%. That's quite less. But the catch is on the timing. If you see the time, the average time taken by the developers which are not using GitHub Copilot was 161 minutes, while the average time taken by the developers which were using GitHub Copilot was 71 minutes only. Now that's a 55% less time. 55% less time. Now think about the situations where you are having some critical deliveries, you are having some tight deadlines, and in that tight deadline, you get an additional task of writing a web server in JavaScript. So in those cases, GitHub Copilot is coming as a miracle to you. So it is definitely going to help you to understand why we say time is money for us. So it is exponentially going to decrease the time taken to write the code for us. That too with a good amount of accuracy. Good amount of accuracy. So that is where GitHub Copilots, these are the powers of GitHub Copilots. It is going to decrease the time taken to write a specific set of code by more than 50%. How about the code quality? Yes, even code qualities we'll definitely see this thing in the demo. But if I tell you, I am having some other survey results as well with me. But before that, let's just look into other features of GitHub Copilot with which we can get to understand what are the more powers of GitHub Copilot. This is just one power. that I have discussed with you. Let's see what are the other powers of GitHub Copilot, and we'll get back to the quality of the code. So I'm having these slides specific to that as well. So if I talk about the very first feature, it is going to provide me code suggestions as I type within my IDE. So it is going to suggest me a lot of it is going to provide me suggestions. Now it's up to me if I want to accept those suggestions or not. So GitHub Copilot is our peer programmer. It is going to suggest me few things, and now it's up to me if I want to accept those suggestions or not. Second, I can chat with Copilot as well. I can chat with GitHub Copilot and ask GitHub Copilot to write down a specific set of code. Now with this, I need to be very sure with the prompt that I am providing. Then I can even ask Copilot for help using the command line as well. Suppose many of the developers like working on the CLI. So they interact more with CLI than with IDE. Even in those cases, GitHub Copilot come to your rescue, because we can directly use GitHub Copilot within the CLI as well. So it can work on CLI as well. Then we can generate a description of changes in a pull request. So whatsoever pull request we are making from GitHub repository, it can create a description of all the changes that has been done, so that we can understand the newer version in much better way. Also, we can create knowledge bases. So now this is a feature which is available in enterprise versions or the business editions. That is, we can create and manage collection of documentations, which are known as knowledge bases. So whatsoever documentation we have done for our project, we are keeping it on GitHub. We have done a lot of documentation. It is going to use that particular documentation as a context while you are chatting or while you are interacting with GitHub Copilot, so that you get more your project oriented answers. When that is possible, you can create your own knowledge bases. You can create your own project knowledge bases. So this is a very helpful feature, and which is helping businesses to understand, to scale the team in much better way, so that even a new person which is coming or joining the organization can understand the project very easily while interacting with GitHub Copilot. So these are some additional features of GitHub Copilot that we can explore. Okay, moving forward. So we can use various IDEs which are compatible with GitHub Copilot. So we are having VS Code, we can use JetBrains IDE, we can use Visual Studio, we can use NeoVim. So various editors are available with which we can directly add GitHub Copilot as an extension to them, and it will just become our peer programmer. It's very easy to integrate GitHub Copilot within these editors. So we'll specifically look into the example of VS Code Studio. And similarly, we can add GitHub Copilot in other editors as well. So here I'm having another survey with me, which says that, okay, when developers are using GitHub Copilot, 88% of the developers says I am more productive, while 59% developers says less frustrated when coding. 60% says more fulfilled with my job. 74% says focus on more satisfying work. 88% faster completion. 96% says faster with repetitive tasks. 73% says we are in more in the flow, so that we can write quality code. 77% says less time searching. So while we are writing code, a lot of time went into searching for the methods or searching for the optimized versions of the particular code, how we can write it up in an optimized way. That can be avoided, that searching time. 87% says less mental effort on repetitive tasks. Now, this survey is done by Visual Studio Magazine. Now, that's a quite reputed magazine which you can look into. So these are some great survey results, and thousands and thousands of developers taken part in this survey, and now after that these results are being published. So by this we can understand how GitHub Copilot is going to reduce the load on us. Moving forward, let's see how GitHub Copilot works. So it is going to integrate with your code editor, whatsoever code editor you are working with it. So you can write, you can provide editor context. You can write any context. Maybe you are writing some, maybe like comments, or you are writing some, you are chatting with GitHub Copilot and you are giving it some context that I want to write code for this particular scenario. So it'll GitHub Copilot is going to understand this whole thing with the help of clever embedding. So that's clever embedding. With clever embedding, it is going to understand your code and the context you are providing. And then it is going to use insert and edit API to provide you some suggestions. So on those suggestions, so whatsoever improvement you will provide. So maybe you asked uh, GitHub Copilot to write a code for reading data using pandas. It provided you a suggested line of code, but half of the line you are comfortable with, while further line is not useful to you. So you can even select the half recommendation, and you can edit the other half of the suggestion as well. So even that is possible. So GitHub Copilot is having access to OpenAI Codex model, which is trained on public code and the text available on the internet. And GitHub Copilot creates some fine-tuned models with the help of with Microsoft capabilities, or Microsoft and OpenAI capabilities. So it is having a very huge you can say you can see here, like OpenAI, which are the masters in this domain, or we can say the game changers. They are the game changers. And then Microsoft, the very early adopters of generative AI, and they have supported generative AI a lot. So you can see that two biggies of this particular domain are with GitHub Copilot, are behind GitHub Copilot. So you can think about the accuracy or the quality that GitHub Copilot would be generating. So GitHub Copilot is using best of the best which is available in the market, to make sure that the code quality is up to the standards. Moving forward, we are having few subscription plans. The very first one is Copilot Individual. So it is for individual developers, freelancers, students, educators. It's 10 USD dollars per month. So you get access to code completion, chatting, or Copilot chat within IDEs, Copilot chat with GitHub Mobile. Now that's an additional feature. Copilot in CLI, block suggestions. Then we are having further advanced subscription, which is for businesses. It is having all the features of individual, but also having features like we can exclude specific files from Copilot. We can be specific to the organization. We can add edit logs. We can increase GitHub models rate limits. So a lot of features are also available. It's 19 USD dollars per month. Then finally, we are having Copilot Enterprise, which is the most optimized, or we can say the highest or the mostly used versions by the businesses. So it's $39 per month. It is having all the features of Copilot Business plus Copilot Chat within GitHub as well. Now, with business or individually, we cannot chat within GitHub. We can do chat within the IDE, or the Copilot chatbot, but not with the GitHub directly. But with enterprise, we can do that as well. So Copilot chat skills are also available. Chat suggestions are also available in IDE. Copilot pull request summaries, so you can summarize the pull request that you are making. With Copilot, you can make knowledge bases. You can even fine tune, customize, or you can fine tune to create a customized large language model. So on the basis of the code or program project files or the programming files that you are having within your repository, you can create your knowledge bases and you can fine tune your large language models so that you can get results specific to your project. So a lot more customization is available within GitHub Enterprise version. So these are the few subscription plans. It's not open source version. So you need to buy any one of the plan, but you still get 30 days of free trial. If you choose a subscription, you first of all get 30 days of free trial, and then you need to pay the amount. But if you are a student, authorized researcher, or authorized member of a project, which is a big project on GitHub, then you get free access to GitHub Copilot. But you need to upload the documents, or you need to verify that you are a student or authorized researcher or part of those projects. So if you can prove, if you have some authorized email IDs and documents with you, then you can get access to GitHub Copilot for free. So taking deliberate pause here. After this, we'll be getting started with the demos. Okay, great. So what are the strengths and weaknesses? We'll come back to this later. But first of all, let's just look into the demo, a quick demo of GitHub Copilot. So let me just go to my Visual Code Studio. So here within Visual Code Studio, I can go to the extensions and I can simply download GitHub Copilot extension, GitHub Copilot. You can search for it. So it'll come to you. Yep, like this. So I have already installed it. So you can install it and then enable it. You need to enable it once you install GitHub Copilot. And after that, you need to sign in with your GitHub account. So it's just that you just need to sign in with your GitHub account. And so whatsoever subscription that you have bought, either it's individual, business, or enterprise, accordingly you get access to GitHub Copilot. Okay, so it's that easy integrating GitHub Copilot within your IDE. So if you see here on the left hand side, I'm having chat functionality available with me with GitHub Copilot. I can simply chat with GitHub Copilot. I can write down various prompts here. Okay, like write me a code for creating data pipeline, data processing pipeline, which is going to read sales data, then clean it, transform it, and then process it. Finally, add visualizations. Okay, so I write down this prompt, write me a code. Okay, so it is going to write me a code for this. So if you see here, I'm getting a code. It is providing me a pseudo code first of all. That okay, first of all, we are reading sales data. We are using pandas here to read uh, to read the sales data, and then for cleaning data, we are doing handling missing values, removing duplicates, converting data types if necessary. So then we can transform data, add new columns if needed, perform aggregations, process the data, filter data on certain criteria, grouping data for analysis, and then we are plotting with the help of matplotlib. I did not provide the name of any library. I just simply write what is my process, what I need to achieve, and it is simply providing or using extracting all the libraries which are required, all the steps which might be useful for me. So now it's totally up to me if I want to accept this suggestion, or if I want to edit it further, if I want to refine it further. So now it's totally up to me. Okay. So here you can see the code is well defined, well documented, and very easy to create. So here you can see we are having a read data function, which is going to read the data for me. Then we are having clean data, which is going to clean the data for me, transform data, process data, visualize data. And then I am having a main file, which is in which I am doing all these things. So it's a very clean code, very optimized code version of code is there. And even I am getting the explanation of the code as well. So I did not tell it to explain me the code, but still it is doing all these things for me. Okay. And it is showing me that, okay, there is one vulnerability as well, but could be the vulnerability here. So from security perspective, it is also suggesting me what things I need to take care of. Okay, so one vulnerability is there within this code, that is path injection. So wheresoever we are specifying the path, so that could be a possible vulnerability to us. So we need to take care of it. That's the power of Copilot. With a mere simple prompt, which is not optimized yet. If you provide optimized prompt here, you get better results or more optimized results. So this code you can directly copy. Either you can directly copy this code, you can even insert it into a terminal, insert it into a new file. Even if you are having a new file, there is a file available and you want to insert it specific. So suppose I am creating a new file here named as data my data pipeline.py. Okay, so I created a new file here. Going back to chat. So here I'm saying that, okay, here is my cursor. I want to paste it here. That's it. It's very easy. So wheresoever my cursor is, it is going to paste the code at that place. That's very easy to do. So even what I can do, I can here I can come back here within this file, and suppose here I am having this particular function is there. I am transforming the data. I want to do more transformations here. Okay, I want to do more transformations here, or maybe like I want to create new fields or new columns as well. So I can add like various comments, like, okay, it is suggesting me. Can you see? The suggestion is coming to me. What else transformations I can do here? Now it's totally up to me if I want to accept it or not. If I want to accept it or not. If I hit a tab, I'm going to accept it. I go to next line. I'm getting the suggestions here. I'm getting the suggestions here. So I can even accept a specific set of suggestion only. Okay, till date time is correct. Okay, I want to accept till this only. You can even select a specific set of suggestion as well. So here again, extracting month from date, it is going to suggest me the what all I can do. Now you need to become the subject matter expert here. You need to be the SME while you are working with the code. Can it also scan my existing code and suggest optimizations? Yes, so that is the best part. So suppose whatsoever files you are having, suppose You did not created it with the help of Copilot. So here, what you can do here, we are having the option to add the files. So you can upload the files within the folder. Open the folder, open the project within the within VS Code Studio. Go to chat, add the files whatsoever. You can see here I am having all the files open, which are available within VS Code Studio right now. But I can maybe like, okay, let me just create a sample file here, sample.py. So here I am writing down the code for, okay, data is equal to 10, um, data 2 is equal to 30, uh, data uh, data plus data 2 equals d equals to. So I'm doing a very vague code here. Print d. Okay, very basic code, very null and voided code. I did not do much here. Okay, so I'll just go to chat. I'll just come here. I'll say this. Uh, Check this code, optimize it as per industry standards, and add documentation as well. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly come here. I'll just do like this. I'm having the file. I can simply replace this data with this. Can you see? Documentation is there, a full-fledged, fully optimized code is there as per industry standards. So I can upload coding files. I can check them if they are as per the standards, and I can optimize them as well. And that is possible. Also, like we can work on with these files. Like, okay, I can create another file, maybe sample2.py. Okay, so what I can do, even this is the IDE I am working on with. So I need to press the home button and I. So within the IDE as well, I can chat with Copilot. So here only I can write that I want to code data processing pipeline of sample areas dataset for applying classification algorithm on top of it. That's it. It will write the code for me. I don't know machine learning. If you don't know machine learning, then you can simply write down what do you want here. You can get the code here. You have the Aries data set. So that's a very popular data set, which is with respect to the flowers. So we are having 3 types of flowers here, and you can classify those flowers into various categories. Can I use it to upgrade my code from one version to another? Example, from various earlier version of Java to the latest version? Yes, definitely. Even that is possible. So you need to upload the older version of files, and you need to specify within the chat that, okay, my older version was this and my newer version is this. So whatsoever changes are there, please suggest it to me. So accordingly, you can look into the code, and you can accept those changes. So even you can upgrade a specific set of code as well. Even that is possible. So here I can optimize this code. I can accept it. I can discard it. I can recreate the code. So a lot of things I can do. Even here also I can add a coding file, or maybe I can add a data set to which I can say, okay, I want to read this data set. Suppose, or I want to take inspiration from this particular file. I want to keeping my all the imports in separate file. functions in separate file, and only main function should be available in this coding file. So even that is possible. So everything you can do here. So if I maybe run this code, it will take maybe some time to execute, but okay, select Python. Fine. Okay. sklearn is right now not available, I guess. Pip 3 install. Oh, rich. Okay, I guess as of now, sklearn is not installed, so we need to look into that. But uh, while all the libraries are installed here, even you can ask here, like I can ask this, um, give command to download uh, download sklearn library. Yep, here I get the command, so I can simply we use command like this. I will copy it. I'll just go to the terminal. I can simply go to the terminal here. I can see here. I can paste. Paste. It is installing libraries for me, and I am removing this from here. Yep. Running it again. So it will take some time to work on this and provide me the results. If I have specific coding standards that I want Copilot to follow, can I enforce that? Yes, with individual particular subscription, you cannot create knowledge bases. But if you have access to like business or enterprise editions, then you can create knowledge bases as well. Then you can definitely do this. With knowledge bases, you can specify that these are my standards, these are my company standards or project standards, and you need to follow these standards. So you can create your knowledge bases, but for that you need a separate subscription. You need to have enterprise edition. Is it available in STS ID and can be used in frameworks like Spring? So we are having specific set of IDEs available, which are compatible with direct usage of GitHub Copilot, like VS Code Studio, JetBrains, and we discussed this in the slides that okay, we are having Visual Studio, NeoVim. So these four are compatible, but you can maybe create your code. If you can create your code within VS, then definitely it can write the code within the Spring as well. Even that is possible. Also, with GitHub Copilot, there is one cool thing that while working with GitHub Copilot, you can set your own shortcuts. Like here, I go to GitHub Copilot icon on bottom right. I get option like edit Git keyboard shortcuts. So from here, I can see what are various shortcuts available to me. And for specific set of sections or specific set of operations, I can create the keyboard key bindings as well. I can create my own key shortcuts. So that's a cool feature available in this version. And this is possible. Even like if you go to here and edit settings, within here we can set some context and make changes into the settings of the GitHub Copilot, how GitHub Copilot should work, what are the various things it need to take care of in terms of workspaces or something like that. So suppose I want to enable experimentals like start debugging. Whensoever I write /start debugging, it should provide me debugging options. So I can optimize GitHub Copilot as per the need, as per the requirement. So various options are available within GitHub Copilot, which I can enable and then I can use them within my code directly. Okay. Any questions, any doubts before I share final strengths and weaknesses of GitHub Copilot? Okay, great. So let's see what are the strengths and weaknesses of GitHub Copilot. Talking about strengths, we have seen this. We can write the test, repetitive code. We can debug and correct syntax. We can explain and comment the code. We can generate regular expressions and code for us. But what GitHub Copilot is not designed to? It is not designed to respond to prompts which are not related to coding or technology. So if you ask who is the president of US to GitHub Copilot, it will not provide you answer to that. Okay. So your prompts need to be specific to the coding or the technology that you're working on with. Also, GitHub Copilot is not going to replace your expertise and skills. Remember that you are in charge. Copilot is a powerful tool. It is just a powerful tool which is at your service. So if you see GitHub Copilot, you need to write the prompt to GitHub Copilot chat. You need to review and modify and iterate. So if you are satisfied, only then accept the code. GitHub Copilot don't say that its codes are 100% correct. Still, generative AI is improving as we move forward, but it is going to reduce the overall development time significantly. So you need to review, modify, and iterate. And you need to confirm the accuracy of the code. So whatsoever written, are you satisfied with it? And is it correct or not? It is going to assist you in some ways, but the final decision is with you. It is going to work with your guidance. So you are in charge. Okay, please remember that. Okay, so yep, that is all from my side for this particular session. And what languages does it support currently? Server program with PHP? Yes, a lot of programming languages are compatible. What is the difference between a pair program and like cursor? So with various other pair programmers, they are having some different set of capabilities, and different things are there. But with GitHub Copilot, we get access to much more matured or optimized versions of the large language models which are available with us, and it is continuously improving. Recently, OpenAI has released O Mini and O1 preview. So similarly, it is going to make updates within the Codex model as well. So you'll get access to those latest versions of the models, and as GitHub or OpenAI or Microsoft is improving, you get much more optimized versions of the pair programmer that is with you. Also, like we are having, if you are interested in knowing GitHub Copilot in much more detail, how you can work with it, what are the chatting capabilities, how you can optimize, how you can write optimized prompts, how you can work with GitHub Copilot in optimized way. So we are having an upcoming training which is starting from 23rd September. It's a 5-day training, 10 to 2 p.m. IST, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. IST. If you are interested, we are going to share these details about this training session on your registered mail ID. And if you are interested, you can register yourself into the training. So this is something which is upcoming, and you can check your mails where we'll share the details about the training session. Any other questions? Any other doubts? Okay, I see. Okay, thank you so much, Santosh. Much appreciated. So yes, guys, we have shared the feedback form within the chat as well. So I would request you to fill out the feedback form. How was the session? What are the sessions you would like us to, do in future? So you can fill your feedback. Uh, I don't have any coding background on seeing the latest AI developments I have developed. Just to learn AML. I just want to know the path on where to start. If you have any options on this, I'm happy to listen. Okay, you are interested, how much is the training? Suresh, are you talking about the charges or the uh, what timing? Oh, okay, fees. So, for that, we will share all the details on your registered mail IDs, and it will having all the details how much it will be, what will be the fees, will you get the access to Copilot in that or not? So everything would be there. So everything is going to exist within the mail that we would be sharing with you. So, Mahindra, like if you are interested to learn AI ML, then you can ping us at hello at datacouch.io. So, we are having a lot of training sessions available in which you can enroll and learn AI ML. So, we are having even AI ML sessions for uh, uh, everyone as well. So like for everyone, suppose you don't know about coding and everything, so even then also you can learn AIML. You can ping us on hello at datacouch.io, and we will share you those courses and learning paths with you. Great, great, great. Any other questions, any other doubts, anyone? Okay, I guess that does it then. Thank you so much. Over to you, Harpreet.
Right.
Over to you.
So then,
Yeah.
uh, so thank you, Harshit, for that wonderful session. I guess the base for the Copilot, GitHub Copilot has been laid for all the members who participated with us today. So by saying that, I would like everyone to go ahead and fill out the feedback form so that you can get an insight about our session. And plus, if you want to get registered for the mastering of GitHub Copilot. I will share the link with you right now. So in the chat, you can find the link to get registered for the master program as you requested. So by all the details are mentioned in it, the fees and everything. And some people have shared questions regarding what are the pricings about Copilot. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and share that part on the so so as mentioned, it is $10 for individual and $19 for corporate, and the differences have been shared with you by Harshit. And Harshit, again, thank you for that lovely session. So the master program for GitHub Copilot training course will be happening on 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th and 7th of September 2024. So we hope you all would register and dive more into GitHub Copilot and get more knowledge, and you will code faster in future. So having said that, we are going to wrap up today's session. So if you have questions, feel free to drop us emails, or you can contact us through our emails and you can drop us messages. So by that, we will get back to you as soon as possible. And to get more knowledge about GitHub Copilot, as I mentioned again, join with our course, and everything is shared in the screen right now. So wish you all the very best and hope you all have a great evening. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Bye-bye.
And
Thank you so
again, Harshit, thank you. Bye. Okay. Bye.
much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.